going on, Jerome's? So the NFL schedule release doesn't officially drop until tonight, whatever, but there's been leaks all over the place, and the leaks generally check out. Now, you may wonder where these leaks come from. Well, social media teams, they have to put together all the videos, people talk, plus travel arrangements are already getting out there, so all that stuff and tickets and whatnot. So, and then once you know one team schedule, you can reverse engineer and then blah, 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 blah. So generally the leaks on schedule release day are pretty good. And props to Purple Persuasion, who's really been putting in the work, updating leaks as they come in. So as of right, meow. Here is the alleged Vikings 2024 schedule. Now, this is probably it. I mean, there could be some differences. Maybe they flip flop. There's already been talk that maybe the Bears week 12 and week 15 are switched location, but it doesn't matter. But here's what's going down. So the Vikings, all I see is 17-0. But this is going to be a really interesting schedule because right away, first 5 games. So at the Giants, which should be good. Who knows? But 41 Donut Revenge, also the first game of Malik Neighbors. Daniel Jones, can he actually get off the mat? Who knows? And then 2 games at home, which is going to really test the mettle of the Vikings. Hosting the 49ers, the alleged NFC champions last year. Brock Purdy and J.J. McCarthy, if he wins the starting job, having a game manager off. But the Texans with C.J. Stroud coming in, it's going to be tough. Also, the Daniil Hunter, Stephon Diggs, Blake Cashman, Jonathan Grenard, Jihad Ward, and Shaq Griffin Bowl. I'm probably missing a couple. Kamu Grugier-Hill as well. Then Lambeau early, which I don't mind going to Lambeau early. Just Lambeau late when the weather becomes a factor. Yeah. And then you're on the road in London with one of your home games against Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. All right, so the Vikings' first 5 games, head into the bye. It's going to be tough. Also, the early bye, not ideal. I ideally would like a later bye or so the Vikings play Thursday night against the Rams, week 8. And after that, you do have that mini bye built in where you do get a Sunday off. Now, if they get to space that a little bit better, but they're really bunched up early on, so the Vikings are basically just going to have a slog down the stretch. It happens, man. But week 7, October 20th, first crack at the low-energy Detroit Lions at home, U.S. Bank Stadium, House of Pain. The $53 million man. $170 million guaranteed. Jared Goff coming in, so he's got to be good, right? Yeah, we'll see. Then you go through only 2 primetime games this season. No Sunday Night Football unless they're flexed in later on in the season. But week 8, like we said, Thursday Night Football against the Rams out in L.A. It's the Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay Bowl. Awesome. Week 9 into November, you got the Colts. Anthony Richardson coming in. That's gonna be good. It's going to be good, man. I love me some Anthony Richardson. Also, remember, he was the guy that the Vikings allegedly wanted to trade up heaven and earth to go get in 2023, up from pick number 23. And then the Vikings. So week 8 to 12 is interesting because they have 4 out of 5 games on the road. Colts is the only home game during that 5-week stretch. And then you're at Duval, you're at Nashville, and then you're at Chicago, which, I mean, Jacksonville's going to be a good time. Duval. But Jaguars, you don't know which Jaguars team is going to show up. Will they be the plucky team from 2022? Will they be the paper Tigers from 2023? Who knows? The Titans under new management. Their offensive line is going to be damn legit. We'll see if Will Levis revenge game. You could have drafted me. Then you're at the Bears. Get our first crack at Caleb Williams right before Thanksgiving. I want to give thanks that Caleb Williams is going to be ruined by the Bears. It happens, man. Cardinals opening up December, week 13. You got Marvin Harrison Jr. coming on in, as well as Kyler Murray. It'll be good times. Got the Falcons, the Kirk Cousins Bowl, week 14, December 8th, a date which will live in infamy, the day after. So the Falcons, bring it on. Bring it on, man. Although, are we going to see Penix Jr. versus J.J. McCarthy by then? Is Kirk going to get benched? It's possible. Then you got the Bears Monday Night Football December 15th. The Vikings only time on Monday Night Football is what it is. But Caleb Williams, welcome to the House of Pain. Hopefully it's not going to be like last year's Monday Night Football game against the Bears where Justin Fields threw like 75,000 screen passes and the Vikings somehow lost 12-10. It was BS, man. At Seattle, because the Vikings never host Seattle. Actually, they did one time in the playoffs. But the Vikings seemingly always play in Seattle. It happens. Hosting the Packers on December 29th, and then rounding out the regular season at Detroit, the same Detroit, man. This is the Super Bowl. Now, you could say that Week 18 is going to be for the division. You could say that, but I feel like the Vikings will have the division wrapped up by Week 16. It happens, man. But a couple of quirks, like we said, weeks 8 through 12, 4 out of 5 games on the road. And then weeks 13 through 17, 4 out of 5 games at home. Really only 2 possible weather games. So we got Chicago on November 24th. Now, if that stays put, if it's December 15th, then obviously the weather's going to be a factor. But also Seattle week 16. But overall, I mean, the Vikings play 5 of the last 6 games, either 5 of the last 6 games indoors. So it's kind of nice. So there you go. 3 of the last 4 games in division. So the Vikings could potentially control their own destiny. But of course, that happened last year too. So yeah. And like we said, the Daniil and Diggs Bowl week 3, the Kirk Cousins Bowl week 14. It's gonna be good. And also, Aaron Rodgers, seeing him again week 5, but I'm pretty fired up. I'm pretty excited. Like this is the full-on revenge game tour. Just gonna piss in everyone's Cheerios, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, man. Oh, again, looking for the Vikings' first loss. Sorry, I got to squint even more for me. But let us know your thoughts and our thoughts. The Vikings 2024 alleged unofficial schedule. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.